I want to write this as a goodbye, as a way of thanking everyone who has worried about us, everyone who asked for our emails so they could write us their advice. And also to those acquaintances who, after watching this case in their videos through their channels, recognized our story, and have come back to my family again. And yes, it's a goodbye, because even though we've seen so many signs of support, even though I know we are no longer alone against this, things have not improved since we decided to tell it. On the contrary, we've already had 12 different series happen in the house. 5 of them arrived after our story was published on someone's channel. I don't want to think it's a consequence of that, because we haven't even listened to their videos in the house, only the phone calls we had with you. Just a few weeks ago, after your last call, we had a fairly quiet night. The truth is, too quiet. For moments, it felt like before all of this started, we all talked here and we remembered my mom. There were no steps. No laughter coming from an empty room. No breathing coming out of the darkness. Nothing. Someone knocking on my bedroom door woke me up after 2 in the morning. It was my sister asking for help. Something had happened to my dad. I jumped out of bed and found my father lying at the end of the stairs. I thought he was unconscious. That's how he looked, but no. He simply couldn't move. We called an ambulance, and it arrived just a few minutes later. When we went out toward the ambulance, I noticed the neighbors watching us, some from their windows, others from the sidewalk, but none of them came to ask what was going on. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I could feel the fear and uncertainty in their eyes. While my sister and I were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, I kept remembering what my father was able to explain to us in the middle of the pain he was feeling. He was still checking work things after he had stayed up late talking with us. He went toward the kitchen to leave his coffee cup, and when he was going down the stairs, he heard a "hey" behind him. He said it sounded like my voice. He didn't see anything in the darkness. He took a step down and felt 2 hands pushing him hard, sending him down. He fell very badly. The sound woke my sister, who came out. When she saw him, she asked me for help. And that was the starting point for all of these things. Things that have been able to touch us, to influence us physically, and we are afraid. All of us. Too much fear. With my father recovering from a broken arm and that injury to his back caused by the fall, we received a call from Martin, the son of a very, very close friend of my dad, to whom my dad had recently explained our situation. Martin is about 10 years older than me, but I've known him since he was a kid. He is a great person, very close to our parents and to us, and he has tremendous faith in God. He and his family are Mormon, and Martin offered to stay with us for a weekend in order to calm us down, to talk with us about God and help us stop seeing these things. Somehow, I think he wasn't fully convinced that it was something real what we were going through. He even talked with Father Max and with Doña Carmen, who had come to visit my father. Father Max spoke with Martin for a long time, and I felt that it changed his perspective a little. I don't know what they talked about. We took turns caring for my dad, even he, so naturally, like family. After that, we sat in the living room and tried to watch TV, but nobody was really paying attention. So we turned it off and the 3 of us talked. I got lost in a magazine I was flipping through, while Martin and my sister kept chatting for a while. I heard Martin laugh in a very strange way, almost macabre. Then my sister went quiet. I looked up, and Martin was looking at me with a very nervous smile. He kept talking, and the laughter repeated. That's when I realized it wasn't him. Someone was laughing behind him. My sister and I stood up and asked him to come with us, but he refused. He wanted to stay sitting there as if nothing was happening. Finally, we convinced him, even though he was still in denial about what had just happened to him. We drank coffee. My sister said goodbye to go to her room, not before stopping by my father's room to see if he needed anything. I asked Martin if he needed anything else, but he said everything was fine. I helped prepare one of the armchairs for him to sleep in, and I went upstairs to try to sleep. A little later, I heard movement downstairs, and I thought it was Martine in the kitchen. The noises continued, sleep overcame me, and when I woke up, it was to a fairly loud sound. Something had fallen. I didn't know whether to go down or if I'd be disturbing him, so I sent him a message a few minutes later, asking if everything was okay. He replied yes, telling me not to come down. I could hear voices from downstairs, muffled, far away, slowly. I thought about going to check what was happening, but then I heard footsteps outside my door, the heavy footsteps, the tired breathing, which made it clear to me that the fat woman was out there. So I stayed still, I stayed silent, and I fell asleep again a bit later. In the morning, Martine was talking with my dad. He looked extremely tired, like he hadn't slept in days. Without telling me much, he left. But later I found out what happened to him. When he tried to rest in the living room, he heard breathing coming from the guest bathroom. For us, this is normal, but apparently he didn't know that. He wasn't used to it. Without turning on the lights, he got up, walked toward the bathroom, and closed the door. When he was about to return to the armchair, in the darkness he saw a silhouette hiding behind him, behind the armchair where he had been sleeping. Carefully, he moved to the coffee table to grab his phone. He turned on the lamp and slowly checked behind the armchairs. There was no trace of anyone. He lay back down and shut his eyes. Almost immediately after, he felt someone climb onto the armchair. Before he could react, he felt a bite on his face, on his cheek, almost on his jaw. A bite from a mouth with no teeth. In the dark, with his eyes open and fighting, he believed he saw an elderly woman over him. As he could, he launched himself down from the armchair. He quickly turned on the living room light, but there was nobody. There were no traces of that elderly woman, or whatever he thought he felt on him. He left and tried to sleep in the car. From there, he could see the curtains moving in my dad's room, like someone was peeking in. My father was alone and couldn't walk. That's when he received my message and asked me not to leave my room. I'm sorry to tell you that this is everything I want to share with you. There are strong things, very personal things, that have happened these last days. But above all, my sister, my father, I want in some way to protect them from having to face accusations from strangers on the internet. People who surely have never lived through something like this, calling them liars. And I don't regret sharing this with you. As I told you, it has helped us. There are people who have come closer. But after seeing certain reactions, it's something I wouldn't recommend. There are times when even within your own family they don't believe you and they call you crazy. Imagine when you decide to post it. And I don't mean that small number of comments people received on their channel. I mean the things people, friends of friends, have done, sharing our story on their walls, pointing out that they know us. It's very sad to see people's reaction when they don't believe this kind of thing. We've given up, we are going to move. Yes, we will move as soon as we can. I hope by mid-next month. Father Max will bless the new place, and I hope we can be calm for a month, a week, a day. To rest through a night like before, that's all I ask for. Yes, I'll tell you if something happens, but I truly hope it doesn't. I hope I don't have to write again. I hope I don't have to tell you all the things that have been left unsaid. But if you don't hear from us again, know that we will have had our happy ending. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for listening. Thank you to everyone who worried about us, to everyone who dedicated a prayer or advice to us. Really, thank you for everything.